Hey peeps, how are you guys all going? Today I actually wanted to do a little bit of a video and have a chat with you about this bad boy over here. It's the standalone engine management. But before I kind of get into that, I think it's a good idea that I just give you maybe an update about the part 2 teardown. Initially I was going to do that part 2 teardown in late November, early December. But upon inspecting the motor and realizing it's in very good nick, very good shape, very low mileage, 53,000 miles versus 130,000 miles currently on mine. I'm looking at potentially swapping it as a stopgap. So maybe around about May time, just to swap it out, do a couple more thousand miles on it. My build, the thing is the build's taking a long time. So there's no rush. So I just think it'll be a good idea. Then I can focus on the older 4E-FTE, which will definitely need a rebuild. And that'll also kind of be in preparation for, in May, doing the engine swap will be in preparation for a road trip. We're going to be going to Europe. We've already booked the train, like on the underground train that you park your car on. Les Shuttle, and it runs from Folkestone to Calais in France. The plan is to go and pick up a friend in Paris, and then we're going to take turns driving, but we're going to drive all the way through down south, through Switzerland, then into Italy, and then Slovenia, and eventually Croatia. If it works out more, like another friend of mine may be in that vicinity, we're potentially going to drive to Albania. So yeah, there's a lot of driving, and I want to just make sure that that the engine will be reliable, and I'm not sure about the one that's currently in my car. I mean, I can get it serviced, but I just prefer to use a newer one. So also I suppose I'll just have to show you guys. Rightio, so if we just open this up over here, I'll be able to show you what I've got going on over here, guys. So it's my coil, wiring harness, and then here's the old 2GR FSC. So it's quite a big old motor. So herein lies a tale with this engine. What actually happened, and also you can see there's not a hell of a lot of space, so it was really difficult actually getting this engine onto the balcony. That's kind of a story in itself. I nearly killed myself getting it onto the balcony. I'll just turn off this light, and then you'll be able to see it here, sort of sitting outside. But guys, what I was going to say is, the reason why I bought that motor is it was like a really, really good opportunity, once sort of in a lifetime, really. I think that's what was so attractive about the 2GR FSE was the price. Originally, I was going to install it in the Corolla and do like a 3.5 V6 build. I thought that's going to be really mad. As far as I don't know if it's been done in Europe. That would have been interesting. But the price actually just knocked it way out. I don't know, it's probably about 20%, 25% more expensive than turboing the existing engine. A cool couple of things that I like about the 2GR FSE engine. A lot of them are shared in the Lotus as the FE version, so the gearboxes will mate up with a special mounting bracket. Then also any EA series box will fit, and then any box that a 3S engine will fit onto as well. Along with the diesels, like the 2.2 diesel and the 2-liter diesel. Kind of interesting. The conrods, you can use 3TR FE or the 1MZ range of conrods if you're struggling to find 2GR FE. conrods. And then also things like, because it's an automatic, it was mated up to an automatic box in a Lexus GS450H. Interestingly, you can run a 3S GTE clutch and flywheel on the 2GR. So yeah, I think it's quite a worthy engine. I think it could potentially be a smasher of a 2JZ, a 1 or 2 JZ GTE. I think it's way better as an engine. But yeah, that's probably for another time and another project. Cool, so here we go. Here is our PowerMod standalone ECU. I guess it's going to be worth running sort of through the features of it with you guys, just so you can understand sort of where I'm going and what I'm trying to do with this build. Yeah, so one of the reasons why I chose it is not that I'm going to boost it that high. It has a 5-bar map sensor, so that means that in the stages of your engine life, you're going to normally go minus bar when you're off throttle, minus 1 bar, like engine vacuum. And then when you at atmospheric pressure, you're going to be at like 1 bar, 0 bar on the gauge, which will be 1 atmospheric pressure. And then anything above that is boost. And because you've got a 5-bar map sensor, that means that you've got -1 to handle any engine vacuum, and you've got 4 bar to sort of measure boost pressure. So yeah, so that's kind of the reason why I wanted to do it. I'm also, since I got this standalone PowerMods unit, it's made me think a little bit more, because it comes with certain features, like example coils and coil unplug. As you know, a 4E-FTE from the 90s has got a dizzy. It's a distributor system. So, it's made me think, like, I might have to, if I'm going to go like for decent power, I might have to upgrade and go with a coil unplug conversion. There's certain K series, like a K20 you can use. You can also use some Yaris bits also, but then you have to modify the cylinder head in order to accommodate. But it did have me thinking, like saying, okay, well, if it's got all these features, I'm not, without a bit of an upgrade, I'm not really going to be able to sort of use them. Yeah, so basically what I can tell you is it is a standalone system. It's got a crank angle sensor. It's got an option of launch control and dual maps. So you can have one map for, say, one setting, and then another map for maybe flex fuel, and then tie that into a flex fuel sensor, etc. Throttle position sensor sometimes, but I would say for higher boost and a coil unplug conversion, I would definitely say like a trigger wheel might be better. Yeah, that's also another thing that I've really got to be thinking about, like trigger wheels. Like if I'm gonna put a coil plug on, I'm gonna definitely need a trigger wheel. So here's the system. Here's all the controllers. So we've got our coils over on this side. It seems like there's an option for passive coils. Coil 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Injectors 1 through 6, 1 and 6, 2 and 5, 3 and 4. I don't know what the DISA is, variable valve timing, or VANOS, I've got a fan relay. I think that's about it on this one. Over here, here's more of that was sort of like the outputs And then here comes a bit more of sort of the inputs to the unit. So we got our air temperature, water temperature, lambda, TPS, launch control, dual maps, CAS, don't know about crank and angle sensor. But I don't know, I'm just gonna have to see what this is all capable of. And yeah, effectively do my build. So so definitely gonna have to think about the upgrading of the coil packs. I'm gonna have to get a crank angle sensor, so that's going to be a bit of a modification. Yeah, then effectively what I wanted to do with my build is I would like to run a high compression. I know, like, almost invariably any Starlet and or 4E-FE or 4E-FTE pistons, they come standard. I think stock was around about 8.5 to 1. And when you buy from the likes such as Wüstner pistons, when you buy JE, when you buy Traum, like almost any brand of pistons, they don't really offer anything higher than an 8.5 to 1. I know that Traum offer up to 10 to 1. But the thing is, because they're so high end, by the time you import them and you pay your tax and your shipping, you're going to be looking at about 800 and something, 810, 820 pounds. So that's going on like 900, maybe 950 euros. Dollar wise, that's like, I don't know, $1,200. So they're great pistons, but the price is mad. So one thing I could think of is maybe to contact Wüstner Pistons in Germany and do a custom set of pistons. Another thing I could think of is get like maybe a 9, I don't know if they do 9 to 1s, but just getting a thinner gasket. So instead of the standard 1.2 millimeter gasket, like go for a 0.5 millimeter. That's one way of bringing the compression up. So there's a couple of things, but yeah, what I want to do is I want to find a way to get around about the 10.5 to 1 compression ratio. Yeah, so that's really kind of where I want to be. I want to be like relatively high boost, high compression ratio. I think with the right management, I'm not going to stress about knocking and things along those lines. It just doesn't seem like it's very well done. And also, like, another thing, with the 4A-FEs and the 4A-GZEs, and this is to an extent the 16 valve 4A-GE engines, there's quite a decent sort of aftermarket ability to buy the teleurectic pistons. Like, for instance, from the 4A-GZE, they're quite good. They're like actually just stock from the factory, really good, like 600 horsepower good. You can pop those into a 7A engine. You can put those into a 4A-FE, an old school 16 valve 4A-GE. And then obviously everyone knows about the 4A-GZE or ZE. So that's awesome that Toyota still make and manufacture those pistons. I haven't spotted those types of pistons for the 4E-FTE. There's only aftermarket. I just wanted to also make mention that the GZE engine stock ran on 8.9 compression, so it's a little bit higher than the 8.5. So yeah, I might even, I'd be kind of interested to see if Toyota still sell OEM 4E-FTE pistons, because if they're anything like the 4A GZEs, they should be really, really good. Other than that, yeah, I mean, I just think that the more I'm delving into this build, the more I realize I've got to spend a lot more money. It's kind of like an escalating cost, but it's okay. That's what I'm doing. Like this year, I've just had to sort of budget down lower than last year, just for various reasons. So my build is actually even more slower, the progress this year. I do have on the way coming from America King Racing bearings. I've ordered some from Race Engineering in Miami, Florida. And ironically, they're cheaper than if I bought them in Europe. And plus, that'll also be with the shipping. And also, when it comes to it, I'll have to pay the import tax. So they're really cheap in America. So peeps, I just wanted to say thanks for all your support. Thank you for watching all the videos. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on my channel. And yeah, just keep up to date about everything. But build is going to go a bit slower, just due to planning for the road trip in summer. But I do have some bearings on the way, which I'm going to run through from America. So peace out, man. See you guys next time.